Come out of the box.
Hello YouTube, cheers, and welcome to The Basement. My name is Bruce Lively.
And I'm D-Boy Slim.
And The Basement is the first daily hip-hop debate show. From Tuesday through Friday, we tackle the most intriguing topics in hip-hop culture and the world around it. Welcome back, family. Welcome back, Basement family. It's Tuesday, and we really want to take the show back to its roots today, alright? We're digging back into the Versus series, and we're going to bring up a well-known and well-contested debate for years now. East Coast hip-hop versus the Dirty South. I'm liking it already. With that being said, let's go.
East Coast versus Dirty South.
Wait a minute. Before you go on the 20-minute soliloquy, I'm starting this one off. It's not going down like that. I'm not going to let you sit here and rant about the East Coast back to 1978 and bring it all the way forward. People, I'm going to make it quick and concise. East Coast, mainly New York, started hip-hop.
That's a fact.
This is well known. This is undisputed.
Fendi.
Guess what? That doesn't mean automatically it makes them the best. Hip hop has been going for like 40 years now. And I'm not going to concede that just because you're first means you're the best. All I have to say is, for the past 10 years, for the past 15 years, the number one place for hip hop has been the South. Atlanta, Texas, Houston, all of that, Memphis, 666, all the way to Yo Gotti. Trap music started by T.I. and still reigns today. I have papers, I have all types of information, but I've decided that most of that is not needed. The truth is, hip-hop is run by Southern music or Southern sounding music. In New York, they don't play New York. They might have started to, and they're on a comeback. We had a discussion about that. But the trap beats, the sound, people's accents even start sounding like they're from the South. This is it. It's taken over. It's on top. There's no dispute. If you need it, I got the Billboard Top 100 right here, and we'll get to it afterwards. Now you go ahead. That's the debate. That's the facts. Don't let him trick you with the first this and the first that and bring up 20 million different artists who existed before 1996. Let's go.
Sweet.
Back.
Sweet.
Yep.
Well, that saves me the time of saying that rap was originated in New York. That definitely saved me the time of saying that. However, what I'm gonna point out is some key points and why I think, the base and foundation, if you will, is and always will be with the East Coast. First of all, I can concede and say, that's a good point that you have over the last 15 some odd years or so, that the South has, probably dominated the whole genre of hip hop. Whether that's, you go into your subgenres when you talk about trap music or whatever it is, it's probably come through the South, or the South has the trend or the latest dance or the latest slang. Now, let's talk rapping. Let's talk beats and rapping. Let's talk with the culture, the meat of the culture, if you will. Your KRS's, your Rakims. By the way, I think my favorite song of all time is Thinking of a Master Plan. Still to this day. I ain't no joke.
Lit inside my hand.
And I went and checked on YouTube to see, is that, because obviously that was music that was in a time where YouTube didn't exist. Still at 10 million hits. Kool Moe D's. See, those are names, I was young at the time, so I know people who are younger than me is probably hard, but thank goodness we're in a day where you can go look these names up on YouTube easily and figure out what I'm saying. These are guys who polished and brought the culture and the art form to different heights and different levels. With rap skills that we don't even talk about anymore these days. It's actually a skill. It's a skill to rap. It takes a certain skill that we don't even speak of anymore. That these guys, they did it to the T. They did it to the T. They practiced the art to the T. They brought it, creatively to like I said, new heights and new plateaus. And some of them are still unmatched to this day. Nas, for instance, the Illmatic. The type of rhymes and like I said, you be hard pressed to tell me better rhymes on that Illmatic album in 1994. I think Nas may have been 18 or 19 years old, a kid at the time. You'd be hard pressed to tell me any rap album that's come out in the last 25 years, 30 years that was better than that, Nas. Rhyming wise, just rapping wise. I'm not even talking about beats, production, how many records is sold. None of that. Just rapping wise. We'll listen to what Bruce has to say, but that's just right off the top of the head. No notes were needed, We know that,
My whole point is, just like how gospel started in Chicago, how any other, understand? Yeah, it started in Chicago. The father of modern gospel music was actually in Chicago.
That's a whole nother shit.
So this is what I'm saying is, basically, by virtue of being the first, you can find a whole lot. But the truth is, right now, for the past 15 years, when Outkast actually dropped their joint in 1996, ever since then, the people have gravitated to Southern style of music.
Is Big Boy a better rapper than Nas?
What group is better than Outkast?
Exactly.
What group is better than Outkast? Who got the best rap group? Who got the best rap group in hip hop?
A better rapper than Rakim.
Who's the best rap group in hip hop?
Is T.I. better than Rakim?
Who's the best rap group in hip hop?
Is T.I. better than Rakim?
Thank you. The South has a place and has earned that place. And not only, let me ask you this. Is Nas on the top 100 right now?
Is Jay-Z better than...
Is T.I. on the top 100 right now? Jay-Z is.
Yes, he is.
Oh, I'm glad you said that.
Yes, he is.
Because there's only 2 or 3 people on the East Coast on the top 100.
While we talking about Jay-Z.
It's my turn. Gucci Mane is on the top 100 right now. 2 Chainz, Quavo, a song called Good Drink. Y'all probably enjoy that. You know why? Because you hear it every day. Because it's selling.
Because you hear it every day. Because it's selling.
Because everybody likes the type of music that the South does. You know why? Because they took what was originated in New York on the East Coast, the evolution of hip hop. It has grown into something different and some would consider better. If you don't think it's better, the truth is all the states and the rest of the world is listening to what Southerners did to hip hop, how they changed and morphed hip hop into what it is now. This is what they did when they put guitars in there and started playing live music and not just samples. This is what they did, okay? Migos. J. Cole is on the top 100. Future, Selfish. He's actually on the top 100 a couple times. Lil Yachty, Flow Rider, Usher. I say Usher because he feels like hip-hop to me. Fine, you don't want to put him in? Kodak Black, Quavo, Ray Shremmer, Lil Uzi Vert. All you have from the East Coast, DJ Khaled and Jay-Z featuring somebody else from the South. So, you know what? That's it. This is the Billboard Top 100. We had another show last year where I put out another Billboard Top 100, and the South was dominating that too.
You know why it's meaningless? Because out of all of those top 100 records you just named me, which one of them are classic albums? Name me one. I'll wait.
J. Cole is a classic.
What J. Cole is a classic?
The newest joint. The one where we had the song that we was talking about
like
Kanye West.
Groups like Tribe Called Quest and all that, who J. Cole a direct descendants of, you know, it's Smith and Wesson and Black Moon, the Redman days. It's just too much. Like I said, and like I said, in between those, you had classic music. Classic music. Jay-Z has put out the longest catalog, I believe, of classic music. You can't name me a better rapper from, I don't care, the West Coast or down South than Jay-Z. That for me, like I said, I have to go with the puns. I have a top 10 list, and where, you know, there's no disrespect to the Andres and the T.I.s, but at the end of the day, like, you know, even the one Biggie and Big L and Big Pun, there's so many that I could just off the top of my head, and these guys Ready to Die. It's a classic album. Pun's first album, first Puerto Rican to go platinum, like platinum album. Like, I mean, he's a classic album. So these is not just dudes that have freestyles on mixtapes. Like, these is dudes that, you know, and like I said, the dudes that didn't get honorable mention, you would still put in your top. You can still debate all they top 5 today. Like when I say Jada Kiss and the Lox and, you know, dudes of that. So, like I said, overall, when we talk just rhymes and beats, we gotta go with the East Coast.
It's funny when you say rhymes and beats. I focus on the fact that, and this is my wrap up, the beats changed hip hop. The beats from the South have changed hip hop. Anybody else who's hasn't lived that long but just studied it, just go on YouTube and just listen to a little timeline of music, and you'll hear when T.I. dropped trap music, that as a matter of fact, before that, when Lil Jon the East Side Boys came out and snap music came out, and it destroyed the clubs. Everybody loved it. We thought it might be a fad because, oh, they're not saying this, they're not saying that. The truth is, it was just changing. I believe it was changing, not only just to change, but for the better. Because music, hip-hop especially, is about the younger generations, and that's what they were sounding like, it's what they were feeling like, and they expressed themselves in that way. And just like you look back to the invention of the car, yeah, you give Ford the credit for inventing the assembly line for a car, but now we have Lamborghini. It has evolved. They get the credit for starting it, not for being better. It's changed, and the music that we have now as a direct result of people like Outkast, UGK, T.I., and Lil Jon.
Again, when we talk better, like I said, it's the quality in the music, the raps and the beats. Because the most popular song on the radio now is called Molly Percocet. You see? Music that I listened to that won Grammy Awards in the 90s, like Method Man and Wu-Tang, whom I didn't mention, or classic, it was a classic group. So when somebody says, oh, Outkast is the best group, someone can argue easily Wu-Tang. You understand? We had 9 members that could all rap. The East Coast has the most dudes that have the message, is what I'm saying. The most dudes with the meat and potatoes, as I like to say, and the rap, and just rapping, and that's what it's about.
What do you guys think? As usual, leave your comments down there, right there in the comment section, because it's not a debate unless you join. You know what? We're gonna do some shout outs. Senefuru Alkabulan. Okay? best I can pronounce it. Appreciate your comment.
Out the Young Dolph album.
Yeah. He thinks it's a bad idea to name it Bulletproof. It was one of our debates. I appreciate that. I think it's a good marketing ploy. But you got it. P Cutthroat No Joke. P Cutthroat No Joke. About Troy Ave. He said niggas snake him, run on him, so we going at this nigga and people call that crazy. If he didn't say nothing and hid, they'd be calling him a sucker.
Bottom line.
I actually agree with that.
Exactly. Appreciate the comments, P.
Nadine Trahan. She was talking to somebody else in the Chicago Gang Show. Y'all been going in about that. Like I said, we picked these randomly. Thank you, Nadine, for being a part of it. Mozart. Thank you. We can't even read it. Y'all leaving excellent messages, man. Mozart, you get a shout out from me. And Dejan Martinez, thank you for coming back. I believe you were the service member that is out there in Korea right now. I wanted to say thank you, Dejan Martinez, for still listening and still rocking with us. I know it's crazy over there in Korea. Y'all amping up for something big. So, every time you comment, it makes me feel better. We know you still out here listening, man.
Appreciate the comments. Appreciate all the love out there. Keep supporting.
Peace.